none of these hoes, that's just for me and my bros. I gotta fight for my balls, I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road, we bout to get all this dough. We ain't no fuck niggas, no. I swear to God we the ghosts, this ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know.
Welcome back to the Realo Show podcast. You know, it's a late night for the boys. What'd you say it is, 9:30?
It's 9:40.
9:40 at night. By far our latest podcast we've ever done, maybe.
Yeah,
have we done one later?
No, this has been our latest podcast. I kind of like the vibe at night a little bit better though.
I'm fucking with this, and I mean, for those listening on audio, this is like an extra special show for me and Joshua for just some little ass reason that no one cares about. You know, we went out and bought some new podcasting equipment. Maybe bought new mics. We got an audio. What is that? Audio catcher?
It's just an audio box.
Audio box.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy to have this nice ass equipment, man.
Yeah, it feels good to like actually have fucking real microphones. Like we were like borrowing some mics for a little bit, but we had our own mic. But it was like
caught everything.
Yeah, it was just like I call it the campfire mic or a shotgun mic. It's like fucking
it's really a shotgun
whatever is in front of it, it catches. But it's for better or for worse, right? So
and you know, we really obviously, I mean, anybody who pays attention to our content like knows this podcast is like our thing, right? And
it's our baby.
It's our baby, and we just had to invest in it. We needed to do it, and now it's like we can go anywhere.
We also kind of live on the road, though. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like our podcast setup is like as minimal as it needs to be on the road. Like we don't have the resources to be like truck loading shit around. Like
for sure,
we got the perfect lights, we got the perfect tripods. Now we got the perfect mic setup. Like we can do 3 people. I think we got a lot of fun things ahead of us. Like a bunch of fun guests that we're going to do in 2023.
I think it just gives us more flexibility. You know, we don't have to borrow anybody's equipment. You know, we really went out and purchased this equipment because Joshua was done using the old mic. He was so scared to send it to people because he thought it was trash.
It was trash.
It was bad
for anybody who actually has listened to our shit, like really has fucking listened to our shit. You can tell we have like good audio pods, and then there's like some just absolute trash ones. But it was like, did you want a podcast or not? Like that was kind of what it was. Like we just had to get it up. And also like for all those who don't know, Zachary's been learning to edit a little more. So I think once that he gets in the editing side of things, you're gonna see like the imperfections that are like annoy me.
For sure. I get it. You know, I think it's just all part of the experience. And you know, we've been at this for really only like 10 months. Like it hasn't even been a year. I think July, right?
Not podcasting. Podcasting was July, but like
we've probably done a full year of content. Maybe.
I think this is like the very, very beginning. Like this is when we like beginning started, was just now like a year ago, which is kind of crazy. And like we gained 1,700 subs in a year. That was like our first year on YouTube.
On just YouTube. Yeah. I mean, yeah, bro. We've gained over 2,000 followers, subscribers on all channels. Like it's been
I would say
it's been a super interesting.
I would say
of
like the whole year though. I would say the last 2 months have been like actually like we feel like we kind of know what we're doing. Like we're like, all right, we know what we have to do. Like once you do it, like I was reading a stat somewhere. Podcast. If you do 10 podcasts, you were in like the top 90% of the people, and if you did over 20 podcasts, you were in like the top 1%.
Yeah, I remember you sending that to me. I thought that was super interesting,
and I think
it's crazy.
Podcasting's hard.
Podcasting is fucking.
It's just the consistency.
Anything content is hard.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that
people underestimate it.
Dude, people think that content. People think content's like easy. Like, I got a great idea, bro. Get in front of the camera every day. Like for us, like we're up at the ass crack of dawn. We're up at fucking 4 or 5 a.m. Workout, and then it's like immediately shooting content. And I don't know, for people that make creative, making content at fucking 8 a.m.
It's tough.
That's a grind. I mean, but you have to come with a plan.
For sure. You definitely have to come with a plan, but it's just like anything. Like you're going to have your good and bad days with it. But it's from the beginning. Like I think about this all the time. It was the greatest saying I took from somebody and like gave to you, and then it went into like our house that we used to live in Michigan, and it was our very first vlog. Bro, just putting up shots. It's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's all just about just like continuing to show up. Like no matter what, like I think about this all the time, and I'm like, man, there's some days that I fucking like hate making content, and like I just because I don't have any ideas, you just don't have like that inspiration, and then I sometimes think about it, I'm like, is it for me? And then I like immediately I'm like, no, it's great because every time I force myself to make content and then I keep showing up, whether it's a good or a bad day, at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, I tried. And then you have those days where we've both had it, and you have them a lot more, where it's like you just walk into it and it's like that, boom, you make a great video, or like a video idea just comes to you and you're like, oh yeah, that's great.
It's always the ones where you're like, oh shit, like the biggest hits we've had where like we stumbled into it, and it's like you just fall into it because you're trying.
But that, like, the moral of the story is like to have those days and to get those opportunities, you have to have a lot of shitty days
for sure
to get those.
So I guess as we talk through this, we got a bunch of cool shit kind of, I think, coming up. Like we're kind of in the mix with a few cool things, podcast wise. Like we're having some cool guests, I think, 2023. And I'm just manifesting this just because we've been getting good bounces by, like you said, just working, hustling. But also beside that, I think we should talk about like our series we're trying to create. We went to the Frozen Four. We watched Adrian College. They lost in the finals, Division III NCAA National Championship Finals. Heartbreaker. They were trying to two-peat.
Well, it was overtime, right?
Overtime, which is even more heartbreak. My alma mater. Fuck, I can't even talk.
Alma mater.
Fuck, why?
Alma mater.
Alma mater. I can't.
Dude, that's
whatever.
going so in the podcast.
Whatever, bro.
Fuck it.
I'm gonna keep that in. Beside the point, I can't speak. Words are hard. But we're kind of shooting this series where it's like we're trying to do like our own documentary series, and I think it's going to evolve into more of that, where maybe we just highlight a single person. We did it this where we kind of shot the whole team, and let me just give a little background. We've never fucking done this before. Not only do we not have a film background, we've been like vlogging, and if you've seen our vlogs, not very good vlogs. So it's like if you get into our shit, like we're just trying, but I think that there's such a space for it, like especially on YouTube, like everyone sees like these high production Netflix, Last Chance U, but to actually genuinely like get something raw as fuck, something that we get our own hands on, like two ex-professional athletes that are in the mix of like emerging sports. Like I think this is a very interesting avenue that we're going to try out here.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. I think what I've been kicking around is like, I don't know if we're doing it from like our perspective or if we're doing it from like a certain player's perspective. And I think both are interesting, and I think it's something to kick around, but it's hard. But I think the reason I'm looking forward to it is it allows a player, a team, a fan base to like show people behind the curtain of like who they are and like all these little ass sports towns. Like, you know, we obviously did college, but I think it'll more so be like minor league sports.
Yeah.
You know, baseball, hockey, maybe basketball. Like I think it'll evolve to like be something like that. And you know, I think it could be super interesting and fun. And I also just, I'm a huge Hard Knocks fan. Like I'm a huge, you know, what is it, 24/7 sports or 24/7 access like they do for boxing.
Yeah.
Like that shit behind the curtain is the best. Now can we do it to these people that are kind of unloved and showing people behind, like when you're a pro athlete, like it's not all fucking lights on, camera, action. Like it's not. It's far from that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Very
you're
far.
talking about the top 0.1% of somebody playing a sport that gets to, you know, reach that height. And I want to show people that are still in the top 1% of sports, but how shitty it can be. And like, you know, when these athletes get criticized, how much they have to go through.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's not even how shitty it is, because it's like it is a cool thing, but it's like there's a lot that goes along with sports that people don't recognize. Yeah. Like people just like look at that shit and they're like, oh, that's cool, or like, why would you ever stop? Like whatever the reason is, but there's like, you really have to have a love for it to really do it.
And I think that's what we're trying to. And I think that's just what we're trying to show through it. You know, I think we have a lot of opportunities coming. You know, whatever, you know, we're a quarter way through. You know, 2023. You know, I think the rest of the year's got a lot going on, and I say all that to say this. We've been doing this for a year, and man, it has felt like 5 years, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this year flew by. Like I think looking back, you're like, wow, it's been a year. Like that was kind of fast, but it has felt.
I think social media is like dog years. Like it's like just dog years. Like, you know, like
That's so true.
Like if you live, like your dog is like, because
So
like
true.
social moves so fast. Like we
fast,
think about it, like, man, it's like I couldn't even remember a video I did last week. Like that's just how fast we're moving.
Yeah.
Like if someone shows me a video, I'm like, oh, like the ones that go viral, you're like, oh, okay, I remember those ones. Like you remember that. But all the other mixture, like you could show me a video I made and I'm like, oh shit. Like I sent Zachary one of our old vlogs, like
No.
one of our old vlogs, and I was laughing, bro. I was geeking about it. I was like, man, that seems like a fucking eternity ago.
Dude, first of all, that was the worst fucking vlog intro ever by me. I
Oh my
I
God.
can't believe Joshua let me
Hey,
do that.
and
That
I-
was
and
definitely
you-
some shit. Joshua was so right about it. That was definitely some shit. I was like, nah, I got this. Let me do
No,
it.
bro. I know Zachary. I was like, no, don't do that. He was like, nah, bro, let me do it. And that's you know, hey, I can only
You
give.
live and you learn. But like it's even like, bro, we had an idea. We had to fucking put it out there, and it's like, man, I feel super confident in what we're doing and where we're at because I see our old shit and I see our shit now. I'm like, I think we could be so much better now, but I'm like, you're talking about like night and day difference. And that I think that is like my favorite thing that, you know, we have is like you have that appreciation. Also, it's like I think the coolest thing that I don't think we talk about enough, but I think it's the effect we have on people that give us our flowers behind closed doors has been incredible. And all those people who listen to every podcast or even fucking one podcast or watch our vlogs and, you know, pay attention to our short form content that is all over the place because short form content is very fast moving. You know, I just want to say, like, you know, we appreciate it. And, you know, it's really who we do it for, honestly. Like, obviously me and Josh were super enjoy like what we do, and this is like fun, and it's something we get to kind of live out our childhood, you know, shit we did like naturally. But it's crazy to see the effect you have on people, like whether they're just like, we like your content or like, fuck, I want to do shit like you. And just inspiring people like that. Like that is, I mean, that's what I do it for, at least.
I mean, yeah, making content's fun. Podcasting is fun. Like, bro, everyone who's been on the podcast, like everyone we brought on who's like, and we bring on a lot, like 99% of our guests, I shouldn't say 99% because we've had a couple cool guys on, like big time guys right now. But like, other than like the select few are just like regular average Joe people. And it's like every time they're on, they're like, oh fuck, like I want to get back on. And it's like you feel that energy, like bro. Everyone who podcasts, it's like you get good energy when you make a cool piece of content. You get energy. Like when we're deep diving shit, it's energy. So I think like if there's anything we've learned, to chase fucking energy. And if it's something rubbing you the wrong way, bro, get the fuck out.
Bro, shout out Rob Deerdeck for that. That he was the first one. Like, you know, you always naturally like, oh, that made me feel good, but sometimes you don't consciously like say it. But, you know, Rob Deerdeck was the one that kind of brought that to life. But
nothing comes more full circle than Rob Deerdeck, bro. Almost everything
so
here, bro.
true.
Like you're like, bro, like you watch Robin Big, bro. Fantasy Factor, like, bro. Everything comes back to that. Everyone like that's Rob Deerdeck's to go.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got some deep inspiration that I didn't know. You know, because
deep rooted.
Soup is very deep rooted, but like it was crazy because we started our journey with like other people, and to like now that, you know, a year in, it's like we keep coming back to like the shows we used to watch on MTV. We're like, oh, bro, we want to do that. But you know, got anything else you want to say while we wrap it up?
This was good. You know, we're gonna keep trying to do like these internal podcasts every so often. You know, we kind of get our podcasts in waves where it's like 10 people want a podcast with us or no one does. So it's like it's in between. But I mean, if you guys fuck with us, obviously subscribe to us on YouTube. You know, follow us on all of our socials at The Real O Show. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you probably know that already. But yeah, leave us a review. Give us a 5-star on Apple, Spotify. We appreciate you guys.
Bro, said it best. I don't got nothing else to say. Appreciate it, guys.
See you guys.
Know that this for you and you and him. For my brothers, for my family, for my mama, for my friends, for my bros. I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know that you